Well, today we're going to be looking at a new Revell kit. I say new, it's been out for a while now, since The Mandalorian hit big, but new as in it finally appeared in our local branch of Hobbycraft. So it's a very big box. There's also a Grogu, but I think the Grogu's a different scale, I want to say. So this is 1/9, 60 parts, so not a large amount of parts. And this is Din Djarin, the Bounty Hunter, who is the Mandalorian, I suppose. A nice shot from the show featuring the armour, but then the artwork is the older version before we had the Beskar armour, so that's interesting. Let's have a look. So you get the same shots on the side. And we've got a shot of the actual kit. And then the model part. So it looks like it's going to be sort of reminds me very much of the old Aurora kits where you'd get a figure and a background. Which at least there are. So you can see you get the background, and it's a Tatooine doorway with a couple of Stormtrooper helmets on poles. That was in one of the episodes, wasn't it? I quite like the fact that they've painted up their model very basically, so you can show you what is achievable for, you know, even beginners. But obviously it can be really well detailed because these helmets are very new. There's no weathering at all, no dry brushing, no nothing. So I think we can do a job on that. So let's have a look. So GB. Din Mando Djarin, also known as the Mandalorian, travels the galaxy as a bounty hunter. Multi-piece figure, separate pieces of armour. Oh, so that's good, so we can actually spray them separately. Engraving of the Mudhorn on the right shoulder plate. Stormtrooper helmets, large-scale diorama, and it tells you which paints and that you need. So let's get this out. It is very big. I've not looked at it yet, but I have cut the tape on it. Okay, let's pop the box on the floor. Let's go the cat way. So let's have a look first at the instruction booklet. So what have we got? Oh, we got some water slide transfers as well. There's 4 Stormtrooper mouths. That's good. Blaster holes. Okay, so you get a little bit of that. That's just the standard terms and conditions from Revell now. Let's have a look. I do like Revell's instruction booklets. They're very lavish. So it shows all the parts and then the instructions for putting them together. Is it a snap fix kit? It looks like it. It doesn't show any. It's all just big, yeah, snap fix. Oh well, but that's not too bad. So yeah, go through all the instructions. It's good. Everything is separate, so you could paint it beforehand if you wanted to, which I'll probably do with all the armour bits. And then the diorama, Stormtrooper helmets, and then popping it all together. So nice instructions. Let's have a look. So we've got there's Mando's helmet. And there's a Stormtrooper helmet. So quite well moulded. It's all crisp because it's brand new moulds. So you get some diorama parts. Didn't think this bit an ideal one for them to do the armour in chrome. I suppose it probably costs a bit. There we've got his cloak. No texture on it. It's quite heavy weave cloth, so I might have to texture that or do something with it. We've got his bandoliers. There's his body. He looks a bit strange without his armour on. Feet. So you get 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3 screws and the diorama pieces. So you get the sand base. I'm going to have to cover that in sand, don't I? No texture to it whatsoever. And then a doorway. See, that's got texture on it finally. again, I think it'll be quite enjoyable doing this as dry brushing, so it's quite a big diorama. Okay, so we'll be building this up as we go. I won't show the whole building and painting process, but I'll show selected highlights. Okay, so the first job is going to be to snip out these parts, trim them all up and pop them together, because I've got a feeling there's going to be quite a seam line that we need to fill in. So I'm just going to use my snippy snips. Oops. And use my scalpel just to trim any flash or where we've just cut them off the sprues. And it's pushed together. Doing the body in two halves is always usually a terrible idea, because it gives you such a big amount of seam and the plastic is really a bit warped, not wanting to go together at all. Twist it to get it in. Doesn't want to go in. I might end up just cutting all the plugs off it and gluing it together, because otherwise it's going to have a massive seam line. But that's the general idea. Okay, ignore the noise, that's my compressor. So we're just starting to undercoat spray the model, and ooh, doesn't like that light, does it? Oh, look at that. Does not like the fluorescent. So what I'm going to use is Alclad, which, hold on, I haven't got enough hands. Pardon me. And you have to wear a big old mask for this stuff. So I've got some Alclad gloss black, and then once that's dry, you overcoat it with the chrome, and it gives you sort of a dark chrome, which is going to be ideal for best scar, I think. So we're going to have a go at that, and yeah, and then it's just building up the layers. That's sort of the secret, I think, with the airbrush, is to build up layers. Don't do it too heavy, but see how it goes. Okay, so they're all coated black. Sort of undercoat them other parts, so we're going to do the chrome. Okay, so I'm just starting to shade the body and the parts. The Besco armour came out really nicely. Alclad normally does. Comes out very chromy. Can you see that? So they all come out very good. you have to leave it sort of 24 hours before you touch it, otherwise it does sort of show fingerprints. Okay, so just adding some dirty washes to the Stormtroopers. What else have I done? Just adding some highlights and different brown tones to their leather work. I'm going to dry brush the cloak. So it's all starting to come along. Quite fun to build this one. Okay, so all the parts are now painted, dry brushed, ready to go. So it's just a case of popping it all together, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so I finished the kit. It went together very nicely. Couple of little sort of caveats. So the poles that the Stormtrooper helmets are on are a bit flimsy. I might have to replace them with some wooden skewers. The Stormtrooper heads look suitably dishevelled, I think. The backdrop's very good. The Mando figure I really like. I won't take him off because he's stuck on his foot. I didn't glue him down, so he will come off. So the Beskar armour came out really good. The head is movable, very loose, but I quite like that they left it movable. The backdrop is suitably gnarly. It was well worth putting the sand on the base rather than the smooth. There's a couple of little places where it needs touching up, but on the whole, I really enjoyed making it. It was a fun build, it went together really well. Like I say, the only sort of seam that did require filling was on the back of his sort of cape, but it wasn't horrible. Everything else has been quite well thought out cover seams, and I do like the fact that everything is a separate piece, so you can paint before you assemble, which does make it a lot easier on a figure like this. So yeah, well done Revell. I know there's a Grogu in his little basket kit, but I think it's a different scale, so it won't match this, which is a bit strange, but I suppose it would be very small then. I think that's a 1/6 scale, which is sort of Action Man size. But yeah, if you see this, it's worth picking up. It's probably on offer by now, knowing my luck. And a bit of dirtying down, a bit of weathering, it can look much better than it does on the box. I don't know why they've done the box such a terrible bit of artwork on it, bit of modelling. Perhaps it's to show you what anyone could make. But if you got, if you've done any other models before, you'll do a better job than they did on it. So yeah, if you want to see more model kit build-ups, it's been a while since I've done one, but let me know. And thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can, it really does help out. I think 80% of my viewing is by people that aren't subscribed, so that is a bit unusual, but if you can subscribe, it does help out. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks then, bye.